Good morning. It's March 14th, 2026, and all three of us are headed over to this race. It's about an hour from here. Annette and Omar are going to do the 5K, and I'm going to do the half marathon. My race starts at 9:30. Their race starts at 9:50, but we have to get there early because the parking is really terrible over there. Annette's eating a quick breakfast of meal gook. There's Alma getting all ready. And there I am. You're done? Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, we're about 10 minutes away from where we're going to park and hopefully get a shuttle bus to the race. Last time I came here, I had a super long walk I had to do before and after, which was not fun. Hi, Annette. Annette, you ready for the 5K? Yeah. Hi, honey. You ready for the 5K?
Hi, yeah.
You gonna walk the whole thing?
Oh, yeah.
Annette, you gonna walk and run or just walk? Good. And I'm doing the half, and this is the least prepared for a half I've ever been in my life. I'm just gonna use it as a training run. We slowed down a bunch. Everybody's going to the race.
You sure?
No. Okay, the race is over. Alma and Annette did the 5K together. Annette, how was the 5K?
Good.
Good. Did you have fun? Did you get a lot of walking? How was the 5K?
It's good.
Good.
Calm place. She likes that too.
I know. It's out in the country. I finished the half. I did 1:41 something, about 30 or 40 seconds slower than last year, which I'm really happy about because I'm nowhere near as good a shape as last year. I'm pretty sure I did a negative split. I'm going to look at the data when I get home. Is this absolutely perfect running? It's probably like 7 or 8 degrees Celsius, no wind. The air quality is perfect today. Just fantastic running conditions. All right, we're going to start driving home. All right, it's March 15th, 2026, and it's the day after the half marathon of Bugok Hot Springs that I did yesterday, and Annette and Misan did the 5K over there. And I'm also going to experiment with the camera a little bit today. So I'm a little bit sore from the half yesterday. Yesterday I was really sore in the afternoon. This morning I was pretty sore still. Went to the gym and worked out and started to feel better. It's about 2:30 in the afternoon now, so we're about 27 hours after I got done with the race yesterday, and feeling a little bit better every hour. And there's our apartment right there, that 104 building. I've got this handheld unit on to hold the camera, and I think it'd be easy to use this when I'm running, but we're gonna see how it goes today. Stop recording. All right, I'm gonna start to give the race information now. First of all, it was a half marathon. It started at 9:30. It was about a 45-minute drive from here in Jinhae over there. And we signed up for this race, I think it was in November, and it sold out the same day we signed up for it, and it was super busy over there. This course is very flat, and the first 5K are kind of through countryside with farming and farmhouses, and the next 5K to where the turnaround point is for the half is through a nature preserve of some sort, because there's no buildings out there. It's really beautiful. Then you turn around and run the 10.5K back, the exact same course. I love this course. This is the second time I've done it. I did it last year, and I did it in 1:40.15, something like that, and I did it yesterday in 1:41.14, so about a minute slower than last year. But I'm super pleased with that because I'm nowhere near as good a shape as I was last year at this time because of all the training time I missed from basically mid-September until January the 5th. Just terrible training between my foot not feeling well, and I got really sick for some reason, and Just all kinds of weird stuff happening. My Achilles hurt. I had to get my insoles fixed, and that messed up my foot. So anyway, I just had basically 2 months, almost starting at not totally zero, but not really in good shape to get ready for this race, and ran in that time. I would have been happy with anything under 2 hours, to be honest with you. I didn't even think this was possible. I thought 145 would have been a spectacular day, so I'm really happy with that, how it went yesterday. So the race starts at 9:30 and it was packed there. The first K, I got behind a whole bunch of people. I could not move forward. I ran that in a 5:03 and my heart rate was in the low 130s. I forgot to turn on my arm heart rate monitor, but I think it was pretty accurate based off of my wrist, because it would track pretty logically with how my heart rate would have been if I would have turned it on. So went through that at 5:03. The next K was somewhere in the like 450, something like that, and just kind of hung around between 450 and 5 for the next 6 to 7 K. I felt pretty good. We were running into a headwind, just trying to really do my best to keep my heart rate under 142. Now I got to the 7K, and then it started to hit me a little bit that I was really not prepared for this thing. My legs started to get tired. And I took my first of, I'm gonna guess 10 to 12 10-second walking breaks, where I would just stop running, walk, count out loud to myself, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then start running again. And I think those little breaks along the way really helped me, because the groups I was running along with would leave me, obviously, as I was walking. I'd catch up to them within, I don't know, 20, 30 seconds, and then run in front of them. And then if I had to take another little break, they might catch me, or if they didn't catch me, then they were well behind. So I did that starting at 7 and just mixed them in from 7 until I got to 16K. And after 16K, I was able to just run straight through. I got to the turnaround, and I'm gonna guess I got to the 10K at 52 something. So the turnaround was probably around, I don't know, 54. Yeah, around 54, 55, something like that. And then I got tailwind after that and started feeling better. And my first K after turning around was 4:42 or something like that, from 11 to 12. And yeah, I could really feel the tailwind, but I still would have to stop occasionally to take those little walking breaks. And I had a power gel at 8K and another power gel at 16 that I was carrying with me, and I would take water or Gatorade at every stop that was along the course there, which there were bunches of them. It was really nice. And then from 16K until the end, I didn't have to walk anymore. I started to feel better. I was averaging for the last 5K, I think the first 16K was like 4:30, and my fastest K was 21K, which was 4:15, and everything was between like 4:34 to 4:15 for the last 5K. And I was feeling pretty smooth, just felt pretty good. So I ended up negative splitting the race too, which is probably the first time ever for me. Stop recording. So I finished the race and met Annette and Misan back near where we stored our backpacks, and they said they'd only been there for like 5 minutes, so they didn't have to wait for me too long. They walked the whole 5K together. I think this is Annette's first official race that she's done, which is pretty cool. And after that, we drove home, dropped a net off, and my son and I went and ate duck meat and rice at a restaurant near us in Jinhae. I think my overall rank was 298th, but I don't know how many total runners there were in the race. But that doesn't really matter. The most important thing is I was able to feel pretty smooth for most of the race. I only had a couple spots where I felt a little bit rough and just had to do those little 10-second walk breaks. Just focus on shortening my stride length, keep my form smooth as much as possible through those rough times, and then try to get moving again. And then 16 through 21 I felt really good. Just arm flow was good, legs felt good, no form breakups, felt pretty powerful. I've been working out about 3 times a week for the last maybe 6 weeks, which I think really helped with that. And I've probably only done since I started running again consistently on January the 4th. So from there until now, so a little more than 2 months, I've probably done 6 speed workouts total. So I haven't done much speed, so I'm hoping to get in some more speed. And my longest run I was able to do was an 18K, and that was 3 weeks ago. So I haven't done that many long runs. So after I recover from this here, hopefully next weekend I can start doing some long runs, and then maybe like in 10 days start doing speed work again. Okay, now I've just got the camera in my hand. I'm trying to do some experiments using this hat clip and not use the handheld unit I was doing before to do the video. Let's see how this goes. The problem isn't when I'm so much walking doing it, it's when I'm running. It's hard for me to get coordinated getting off this hat clip without moving the hat clip or feeling like I'm gonna drop the camera. Stop recording. Stop recording. Okay, now it's still in the hat clip. I'm gonna try to record and see what this looks like compared to holding it in my hands. I like the handheld thing, but it's a little bit tight, and I'm curious how it's gonna feel actually running. It's gonna annoy me having the camera stick out. It's pretty lightweight. This camera is unbelievably small, but I don't know if I can get used to it or not. On my head like this, it doesn't feel like anything, which is really cool. It's coordinating it, getting from this spot to my hand. If I could just hold it. Stop recording. Oh, I forgot to mention the gear I was using on the race. So I was wearing a pair of Pegasus Plus that have about 500K in them. They were new on January 5th when I started running again here consistently. They're pretty worn out now. That run yesterday is probably about it. I'm gonna try to squeeze out another 50K out of them and then call it good on those. Garmin watch, that one right there. These headphones, these sunglasses, some New Balance shorts that have a zipper in the back where I was able to store 2 power gels. just a real basic no sleeve running shirt. I wore gloves for the first 16K because my hands were a little bit cold, and then left them at one of the water stops. And that was about it for the gear. Oh, the heart rate monitor band on my arm, but then I forgot to turn it on, so I didn't actually use that thing, but I had it on me. Stop recording. That crane right there is near where Kung Ho Elementary School is. That apartment, they're building an apartment there, and that apartment complex bought this huge area of land and old houses and businesses, and they're going to make it an apartment right there. And it's right next to this big road that they finished here in Jinhae, connecting the Jinhae district office to where we live, that connects into the tunnel that goes towards Changwon and the tunnel that goes towards Gimhae. Alright, I'm 2K into the walk right now. There's Kung Ho Elementary School, and walking down this pretty steep hill towards the Jinhae district office and where the fire department is. Okay, I got it back on the hand mount now. I'm gonna try some experiments. I got it pointed out. Okay, and I'm gonna rotate it back this way. Alright, let's rotate it back out the other way. Walking, no problem. Running, don't know. Alright, just past the Jinhae district office, and here is the big fire station. I'm gonna walk through their parking lot and then continue up a small road that goes out to some of the base of the mountain range over here. Alright, just finished third kilometer in 13:28. I'm averaging about 12 to 13 minutes per kilometer, but I'm stopping a lot here to mess around with the camera, experimenting on different camera angles and using the hat. I'll walk up this little road that parallels these apartments, and then there's the main road right there that goes between Jinhae and Busan. Alright, I'm headed back on my walk. I'm probably about to hit 4K right now, back at the fire station, and you're looking at the Jinhae district office buildings and the Korean flag, and there's the sign for the district office. I'm trying to get used to this handheld strap system. I loosened it up a little bit. Feels good walking, so I'm gonna try it running. Hopefully sometime this week if my legs feel better. I don't think I'm gonna run tomorrow. I think I'm gonna just walk again tomorrow and then see how my legs feel on Tuesday. Maybe just try some super light, easy run on Tuesday. Walking right now in a Nike Vomero Plus. Very comfortable shoes, very high stack, a little bit heavier than the Pegasus Plus. So I use them if I'm just going on under 10K and not trying to do too hard, so all zone 2 stuff. Longer than 10K, I think my legs would get pretty tired wearing them. On the way back, got about 1.75K from this spot here back to where that new apartment's being built. That's what it looks like going this direction. Been planting some new spring plants, flowers, shrubs right now. Sometimes I run on this sidewalk on weekend runs when I'm headed toward the STX shipping yards. There's the mountain range behind our apartment and where the Gene Hay Dream Road is. It's about midway up that mountain, and I've run that many times. I need to get up there and run that some more this spring and getting into this summer. I haven't been up there in a long time. Very runnable, very pretty. It goes all the way out to that mountain range over there and even beyond. You can spend a whole couple hours out there running on those trails. It's all runnable. All right, got about half a K back to the apartment, and that's what it looks like. A little bit closer to the mountain on this angle here. $6K, 12:29, just hit it right then. All right, finishing up. I'm at 6.52 right now. I got about 200 meters, so 6.7, 6.8. I'm at 126 now, so about 130 total. And just trying to get loosened up after yesterday's run. It's nice weather. You see the blooms are starting to come out on the trees. The cherry trees will start blossoming them soon. There's our apartment. I'm starting to get used to this handheld strap for the camera. I wore it the whole way back, so about 45 minutes in a row here, and it's starting to feel more comfortable. All right, see you next time. Stop recording.